Welcome, racing fans, to Motorsports Radio's breakdown as we recap Saturday's Camping World Truck Series race. Trucks, and a dominant performance by Christopher Bell, driver of the Ford truck. We'll get right into it. Race number 2 on Saturday's doubleheader, also the second race of the Camping World Truck Series before they go on their nice little 3-week break. It was the Active Pest Control 250, Christopher Bell, the number 4 truck, the pole sitter on Saturday. Kyle Busch, and other Cup drivers participating in this one. Kyle Busch started second in the 51 truck, and then Austin Cedric started in third. He made his debut last year, and I believe he was in the 19 truck. Yes, it is. Green flag in the air, and they are off at 5:01 p.m. Eastern Time with the 4:51.19 in the top 3 starting positions. Stage number 1, and a bit of a crawl crossing the start-finish line, it looked like. But things speed up, and then we get caution number 1, lap 1. Oh boy, the 18 gets loose, a spin and smoke, and gets what I thought was the 7 truck. 18 Noah Gregson, and then the 7 driven by Brett Moffitt. Truck races are never uneventful for sure. We get back to green at lap 5, and no change in the front of the field. However, Chris Busco takes third. He's with the 29 truck, which used to be Tyler Reddick's truck last year. Matt Crafton, however, harassing that 29 with a battle for third. Lap 9 gets by. Briscoe drops down to 4th, and Matt Crafton in the yellow double 8 would climb into third. Christopher Bell with a 2.5 second lead on second place. Kyle Busch at lap 18, a full 4 seconds at lap 24. Now inside the second half of stage 1. And then we get question number 2, lap 26, Chase Elliott. Yes, Chase Elliott was driving a truck on Saturday. He was in the 23, turn 2, flat tire here after 21 green flag laps. Right rear flat was the issue here. And then we got Parker Kligerman, 75 truck, comes to a stop on the track apron. I believe it was some fuel issue here, but we get back to green at lap 31. No lead changes again, but for the top 3, we got Christopher Bell, still Bell, Busch, and Crafton in 4:51 and 88. Now inside of the last 10 of stage 1. Back to green. Crafton moves up to second. Cedric down in third, and then Kyle Busch Austin Cedric climbs into third. Kyle Busch drops down to 4th, spinning the tires on the restart, which would mess you up when you're trying to get some speed. But does move back up to third. So 4:88.51 top 3 now. Bell, Crafton, Busch back up there. Now getting into the last 5. Kyle Busch retakes second, and now a battle for second. Kyle Busch first. Matt Crafton, that 51 and 88, going back and forth as stage 1 winds down. But it was Christopher Bell up front with a 2-second lead. Lap 40, green-white checkered in the air, and then stage number 1 comes to a close as the sun starts to set. This is also the third caution. Christopher Bell, winner of stage number 1. Top 5 finishes. Christopher Bell for the win. Kyle Busch second. Matt Crafton third. Ben Rhodes 4th. And Austin Cedric comes in 5th. Christopher Bell gets 10 points plus 1 playoff point. No points for Kyle Busch because he's a Cup driver. Crafton gets 8 points. Ben Rhodes 7. And Austin Cedric gets 6. Chasers Cole gets a flat coming out of pit road. That was a little issue right there. And then the trucks come in the pit. The field gets set for stage number 2. And we restart at lap 46. Of course, to keep in mind, everybody knows probably that they still count the laps in between the segments, which, in a way, I guess it kind of keeps things moving along. But the lead is still Christopher Bell going into this restart, who had so far led all laps so far. Cody Coughlin, he'll climb 17 positions, race off pit road, coming from 19th up to 2nd. Kyle Busch drops down to 4th. Austin Cedric would drop down to 6th. But we got Ben Rhodes now takes 3rd, and Matt Crafton would move up to 2nd as the race restarts. Christopher Bell with a 1.5 second lead on Kyle Busch at lap 63, but by lap 69 was 3.2 seconds. Lap 70 would start the last 10 of stage 2. A short race on Saturday, as the truck races usually are short for some reason. Chris, I always wondered if the truck races could be a little longer, but you get a lot of wrecks. So even though it's only 100 solo laps, that race gets stretched out a little bit. You get a lot of cautions typically with the trucks. Christopher Bell lead 4.2 seconds now. Getting into started the last 10, and then 5.5 seconds at lap 74. 5.5 seconds at lap 74. Cup Series drivers were out there, but it was a Truck Series driver making the headlines so far. Then we get that number 8 of John Hunter Nemechek. He gets a flat tire, heads to pit road. And, of course, Atlanta known for eating tires. Then we get to lap 80 and the final lap and stage 2 now in the books. And, of course, the big deal is that they're... that they want to repave Atlanta after this weekend's up. Now that the weekend is up, but a lot of drivers are kind of pleading for them to not do so. I kind of like the old tracks though, man. I kind of really, I don't know, I think it just gives it a little character. Stage 2 top 5 finishes. Christopher Bell for the win again. Kyle Busch again comes in second. Ben Rhodes third. Timothy Peters finishes in fourth. And we got Johnny Sauter in fifth. The 4, 51, 27, 17, and the 21. Christopher Bell another 10 points plus a playoff point. Ben Rhodes came in third, gets 9 points. Timothy Peter 8, and Johnny Sauter in 7th. And of course, it goes all the way down to the 10th finisher. But now, see, the system's getting messed up because you got a Cup driver in there that puts a kink in things. But Cup drivers are actually only limited to 10 races. I know the Xfinity Series Cup drivers are only limited to 10. I think it's 10 also for the trucks. I'm not too sure, though, but I know there is a limit this year. Another new rule they put into place for 2017. Some pit issues, man. Christopher Bell gets snagged in his pit box, so that allows Kyle Busch to take the lead with a race off pit road. And man, oh man, after leading 80 or so laps, man, but it's not over for the number 4. Here we go. Kyle Busch leads the field now into the restart. Christopher Bell just drops down to second. Johnny Sauter third. Ben Rhodes and Timothy Peters fourth and fifth, respectively. Matt Crafton down in sixth. As we go back to green at lap 87 to start stage 3, a final shootout. And it looks like now that the Christopher Bell show was over. Now after that restart drops down to fifth. But the trucks are flying. Battle for the checker now. The 51, 27, and 21 now in the top 3. Who was in the 27 truck? I forget. But Kyle Busch led just a tenth of a second lead on the 27 truck. 27 was, I believe it was Ben Rhodes in the 27, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it was Ben Rhodes. So now we get question number 6. Now, question number 6 would come out at lap 91, the 44 truck, which gets loose. Looks like at turn 3, the 44 driver, Tommy Joe Martins. The odds of getting through the last 50 laps with no caution is also very slim. We got to restart lap 98. Kyle Busch still up front. Ben Rhodes in second. Christopher Bell in third, who works his way back up to third, was running fifth prior to this caution, as we just mentioned. And that, man, oh man, I thought that there was going to be a big one here. The outside line, man, just bogging down as the inside line hits the gas. Right, and if you've been watching NASCAR for a while, you kind of can tell when a big one's coming, especially go off the restart. Now, typically, normally they're just racing around. Oh, someone just hits the wall. Trouble in turn 4. And then they get to the camera. But coming up the restart, you can kind of feel when a big one's coming. And I thought this was going to be a big one here, but no incidences here. Christopher Bell would drop down to 5th. Johnny Sauter back up into 3rd, but Crafton up in 2nd. 51, 88, 21, top 3, lap 102. But then we get question number 7. This would be at lap 104. And this would be a big one. During the commercial break, my new thing now is to follow people on Twitter. As the race is going on, a lot of people wondering what happened to the minimized commercial breaks. Well, here's the number 12 truck into the wall and into the infield grass, man. The 12, it looked like it contacted by another truck in the back, and I didn't get that truck number, man. But it went into the grass and just dug in there. Major damage to the 1-2, which was driven by Jordan Anderson. Ton of fluid. That truck got a little airborne and just bang right into that grass. And messed that truck up pretty good, man. I thought they was going to put the red flag out for that one, but no, they kept it on the yellow. And then we go back to green. Lap 112 would be the restart here with 18 laps to go. And with a new leader, Grant Enfinger, the 98 Chuck. It looks like Christopher Bell might be done for the day, but no, hold on. The Austin Dillon in second, Matt Crafton third, 98, 99, and the 88 Crafton, and a Gridley scoop Gridley scoots by that 98 to take the lead. A couple trucks trade some paint, no caution, and then what we have here, Christopher Bell back up to second, and after a crazy battle, Christopher Bell retakes the lead. The pole setter back in front with 15 to go. Crafton second, Ben Rhodes third, and once again it's the 4:88:27 top three as the track lights come on and the Saturday doubleheader winds down. Enfinger drops down to fifth, and a battle for fifth, however, between Enfinger and Chase Elliott. But all eyes on the number 4, Christopher Bell, with a 1.5 second lead now at lap 121. 2 seconds lap 122, and now we get inside the last 10 with yet another caution, lap 124, question number 8. Austin Cedric's number 19 truck gets crazy loose after some slight contact with Enfinger's 98 just past the start-finish line. There's also a very slim chance of getting through the last 10 laps without a caution. But we get back to green at lap 128 with 2 to go, and now we have a green-white checker, even though it's not an official restart, but we still got a green-white checker. Christopher Bell in the lead, Crafton just harassing him out there, but Bell maintains his lead, white flag in the air, lap 129. Lap 130 seals the deal, and the winner of the Active Pest Control 250, Christopher Bell, driver of the number 4. The Christopher Bell Show makes a comeback with a come-from-behind win. And I gave a post-race burnout rating of a B. I saw some flames out there, so I gave that a B. So here we go to top 5 finishes, and good stuff, you know. Especially when you got Cup drivers out there, and it's actually a Truck Series driver that wins the race. You just beat all the Cup drivers, right? Well, some people don't like the Cup drivers in the other series. It's ruffles some feathers a little bit. Top 5 finishes: Christopher Bell for the win. Matt Crafton finishes second. Johnny Sutter third. Ben Rhodes fourth, and Chase Elliott comes in fifth. That's the 4:88:21:27, and the 23. Grant Enfinger comes in sixth, and Kyle Bushman finishes 26th, and also 3 laps down. So there you go. Right, motorsportsradio.net race info, advertised lap 130, actual 130, stages 1 and 2, 40 laps each, stage number 3, 50 laps, 8 cautions, 6 lead changes, fastest lap 179.313 miles per hour, and the best lap was 49.016 seconds. Now, trucks take a few weeks off. The next Camping Work Truck Series race comes on April 1st at Martinsville for the first short track race of the season. So there we go. So that means there's 21 races left in the Truck Series. Let's see, it's Martinsville, and then they take a couple more weeks off, and then Kansas May 12th and Charlotte May 19th. Let's see. Yeah, that's it right there. And then let's see. Yep, okay, that's it. Dover, the 5:30 race. I always like that race at 5:30. Because apparently they don't got lights. Well, they don't got lights, but which is why they don't race at night over there. But I think they should put some lights up there because there are lights because they do horse racing in the middle there. Dover Downs, is in the middle of Dover International Speedway, man. So put some lights up there because I think some night racing at Dover would be great. But that 5:30 race is June 2nd at Dover. All right, that's gonna do it for it today. Back on Thursday for the weekend edition, driver standings, racing news, and penalties, all that good stuff, and of course this weekend schedule. Thank you for tuning in from the Skybox Podcast Center on Long Island. This is Manny A, and this is the home of Motorsports Talk. Absolutely, motorsportsradio.net.